Warning, this video is intended for adult collectors. It contains plastic collectibles, questionable opinions, and someone who knows a lot about Japanese spandex. Incoming random review in 3, 2, 1.
Hello everyone, welcome back to the TJOmega channel, and welcome to a Metal Cardbot takeover weekend. I'm going to show you two of the ones I recently got from the Metal Cardbot W line, and we are starting with the most unassuming one, which is Bloodwing. Now, it's already a pretty imposing name, and it's especially confusing when it's on an ambulance. But you know what? We'll work with it, and you will see what's going on here. So, as you can tell, this is not a Transformer ambulance, where it's like a micro van and we kind of pretend it could fit an entire person and medical crew in the back. No. This is a proper ambulance. Like, you can see the scale just from the doors. Like, it's a pretty convincing shape and model. You do see the light bar up top. There are a light bar in the back as well. Then translucent plastic inserts. Very, very nice to see. And yeah, it's a brilliant white color with a deep red going through the middle. This is actually pretty dark red for an ambulance. I will admit that. We're getting the blood part across already, I do believe. We also have translucent yellow inserts for the headlights in the front, and then a little bit more red and orange for the indicators, and that is also true on the back side as well. Great to see a little bit of paint added to the back of a vehicle for once. And then, yes, the part that Cardbot does a lot, that a lot of people are distracted by, but I really don't mind it. I think it's part of the charm. Yeah, eyes in the windshield. Yes, it's a little bit Cars, we will admit. But you know what? We will accept the quirk for what it is. Now, if you're familiar with Transformers as your primary transforming vehicle line, you might be surprised to see things like fully painted rims on the vehicle, as well as pinned wheels rather than mushroom peg. Yep, these things spin really, really well. They do work really nicely as vehicle toys. Imagine that. But no, overall, like, it's a really nice shape. I really like the overall look of the ambulance mode. Yeah, and it's hard to really, like, get an ambulance wrong, right? It's a big van, white, light bar, you're pretty much done. One thing I cannot tell you about is heft. This thing feels solid and it feels heavy. If you look on the underside, you're hard-pressed to find any major gaps going on. Like, it's solid all the way through. You'll see why when we get into the transformation. Now, I mean, there's a little bit of detraction on mine. You see that section, that little panel does not want to close, unfortunately. That's a mileage may vary thing. It's just tolerance. It'll come with the random nature that is toy molds. So I'm not really concerned about yours having it. So we'll put it that way. But no, very, very nice vehicle mode. If you see on the underside, that big staff there, that is weapon storage that you have on the underside. Forms a bit of a little towing hitch there at the back. But we can go ahead and remove that and set that aside because we won't need it for transformation. Now, this is actually going to go pretty quick. Cardbots tend to be a lot more effective in their transformations than a Transformer these days. So, I'm going to start by showing you the additional mode that this ambulance has, because Bloodwing is a little bit simple in vehicle mode. So, they decided that if we add some rotation here and sculpt the inside to look like VTOLs, we can give it a flying drone mode. Which, you know what? Silly as this may be, it is a nice little addition to the overall vehicle. It's a lot of extra sculpting and paint in order to make that work. It's really kind of utilizing just, you know, engineering that they had from like how this guy transforms. But the dedicated transformation steps to make it happen, I think makes it a little bit cooler. And yeah, it's just a fun little goofy mode. But it's a little bit something else to do with it. Now, we go to the underside here. Pretty much easy to transform just by opening up the middle and splitting him apart like so. I'm going to go ahead and rotate all of that down so the legs are straight, and you can hear these like nice solid ratchet joints while I do that. The feet will flip down like this, like that. Go ahead and rotate the VTOL fans down and close them up like so. Like that. We'll deal with these here in a second, but first we need to get the arms out of the way. Go ahead and split the vehicle like so. Lower the arms like that. Rotate the forearms like this to get those ready. And now I am going to push down on this section, which will make the head appear like so. And then we're going to finish this off by hinging it like this and folding all of this down so it forms a side skirt on the robot mode. And then unclip the legs so we can split those. And that is going to be the transformation for Bloodwing. And I need to reframe this just a little bit because this guy is big. So that's another thing. If you've never experienced a metal Cardbot, expect them to be a fair bit larger than any given like transformer of the same caliber. So this is pretty standard size for the toy line. Here's Voyager Tarn. Here's a modern Voyager class toy next to a standard metal Cardbot. So yeah, he's actually like modern leader height, or maybe a little bit lower if it's like a Liege Maximo-esque leader that focused on height. But yeah, like you can tell you're getting a lot of toy here. Like, did you hear all the ratchet joints while we transformed it? It is absurd. It is absurd how solid these things are, exceptionally dense. And it's not just plastic that it's dense in. Look at the painted detail going on here in the head alone. These really menacing, sharp eyes that like shot pink look to them. The crest in gold along with the side wings, the silver. You know, the head has the red, like there's a bat head making up the helmet. And then, yeah, you've got this really regal look to him. Like he is pulling off the vampire aesthetic, not just in, not just in like color scheme, but also wardrobe. It's a fashionable robot, very dapper, very regal looking. I love it. And then the bat wings for the shoulders. That's a great touch. Lots of detail going through there to get that look correct. Jeez, even little things like his belt buckle. His belt buckle has an emblem on it painted in. That's crazy. This is such a tiny little detail to include. You got the red going through the legs. A little bit of yellow or gold there just to kind of break up the black. Give him the look of boots. You know, and like even this, like when you start viewing the overall fashion of this and you realize like this is his long coat trailing off of him, that's really good use of shell. Like I'm okay with shell forming that is actually like worn well or part of the character's overall aesthetic, and this pulls that off brilliantly. Yeah, I'm kind of glowing about this. I love how much character there is to the overall design. There's a playfulness that I don't think you get out of modern Transformers anymore. And it's really, really cool to see. Now, if we want to go articulation, then we can point you to the ball joint in the neck that gives you full range as well as plenty of up and down. We can do the shoulders, which hinge at the torso as part of transformation, but also has this extension with the filler, so the hinge doesn't just make him have a floaty look. It is the kind of shoulders I'm not a fan of, which is a hinge outward and then a swivel upward. So some of his motions are a little bit limited, but also it's like a soft detent to this, so it holds pretty solid. You have a ratcheted bicep joint. When was the last time you heard one of those? Ratchet elbow. Double ratcheted elbow. Great beyond 90 bend. Wrist rotation. You've got that. Do we have a waist? We have a waist, and it is also a ratchet joint. You have hinges here on the skirts if you need more range from the legs. The legs are universal and ratcheted in both directions. Great to see. All right, thigh rotation, 360 degrees. Knee bend, also ratcheted all the way through. Nothing in the ankle. They have the old school, like, sculpted angle to the feet in order to, like, look a little bit more natural when his legs are slightly splayed. But yeah, like, articulation wise, like, absolutely fantastic. The only issue I have with him, really, as far as just like toy mechanics and all this, is he really is unfortunately back heavy because of that skirt, and also because of what we're about to do to him. He's not really great for posability, and it also comes down to the fact that he is lacking heel spurs, which is like the one flaw to his design that I can really give him. For as back heavy as he is, he needs way more of a heel here, and because this is such a solid chunk back here in the back leg, I don't see why he does not have one. But if you're just picking him up and messing with him, that's probably not going to be an issue. I mean, he's such a dapper sort. I can't imagine you're not just, like, posing him, just, like, standing tall and proud. Thankfully, the double-jointed legs do give you, like, some way of bending them to kind of compensate for the weight a little bit. But it is a little bit of a detraction from the toy overall. Now, if we want, we can go ahead and give him his staff accessory, which now... if he didn't look dapper before, he is now rocking a very polite gentleman's cane. Is not going to stay that way for long, however. If you want a close-up design, it's kind of like a three-sided. It's almost like clover in shape. Nothing terribly exciting, for good reason. We're about to make it exciting. So, it's metal Cardbot, meaning that he has a card that locks a completely separate component together, and we need to pull the card in order to actually get that component out. So, there is his emblem, chromed on the front. Go ahead and pop the card off and flip over to see his official artwork, which looks fantastic. And yeah, it gives you some indication of what is about to happen here. So, we're going to unfold this beast and reveal his little bat buddy. And by little, I mean this thing has like a foot wide wingspan. All right, so rotate that up, fold those up, legs flip out, head rotates up like that. And look at that. Look at the size of it. Like it's absolutely enormous. Exceptionally cool again. I mean, again, they've gone really heavy on just the cool factor here. He's got gold trim on the wings. He's got a little bit more on his collar here. He has lapels. Like he actually has a bit of a dapper look to him himself. A little bit rat bat in sculpt, but how can you really avoid that with a mechanical bat going on? I guess tail or like back fuzz, whichever you want to pretend. But yeah, look at that. It's absolutely enormous wingspan. And of course, we've got more we can do. So, with this done, I'm going to rotate the blade up and move all this to the back so that I can see this gap that is holding this whole section on to the main body of the bat. This is kind of like nerve-wracking a little bit, because the clip is gold plastic, but I've done this several times with no noticeable break, so I'm calling it a win for now. I'm going to go ahead and fold those legs up, go into the back, and he's got two clips just below his light bar, and that is where the bat is going to clip in. And then to make him even cooler, we're going to flip this down, and that clip is now going to fit around his cane. It only goes one direction, so make sure you get the right way, or you're going to look silly on YouTube. And that gives us a much more powerful and much cooler looking Bloodwing. Now we went from like the dapper vampire to just like true Dracula here. Like he looks like if Castlevania had a mecha spinoff, here's your final boss. And I absolutely Love this. Like, he is such a cool freaking design. So you can pose him, despite the back heaviness, you can pose him. Twisting the legs helps a little bit to distribute the weight better. And that does let you just put him on display looking incredible. Absolutely amazing design. Love this. Oh, and we have one more trick. Of course, we have one more trick. And I do need to remove his scythe for this. So, it's not enough. I mean, if you're a mecha that's going to rock, like, these epic wings, then we need to do the traditional thing, right? We need to... See, if we narrow... I have to narrow his stance up as much as I can. And then we can bring the wings down. Hinge them out. And then there is a dedicated clip for locking the wings together in a defensive form. He can do the Death Scythe Hell thing. Like, it's not enough that it's got this much going on toy-wise, but they gotta throw that in too. It's absolutely awesome. On top of just the fact that, like, hey, if you have actual issue posing him, I know the weight distribution can be a mess. You can rotate the wings forward, which makes it looks like he's on the attack. And that does help a lot with the overall look. But no, that's Metal Cardbot Bloodwing. Aside from just, I love the joke of like, you are giving the blood transfusion to the ambulance. It is just such a cool, characterful package of a transforming robot. Very quick to transform, but looks incredible in both modes. Great use of the added shell to actually enhance the character and the overall look. And so many nice toy functions, too. So many nice toy functions. Like I said, if it wasn't for the lack of heel spurs, this guy would be practically flawless at what he's doing. So, that is a Metal Cardbot for you. And if you have any questions about why I'm so enamored with them, that should answer a few of them. But for now, thank you all for watching. I will see you next time.
Hello everyone, I am Astral Agent Magnetar, a Tokusatsu VTuber, and I am streaming 4 times a week over on Twitch, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday afternoons, and a special late night one on late Friday/early Saturday. So come watch, come hang out, and let's make an impact together.